Good morning, everyone. This is Felix. I'm an admin of the Forum and Alfred Specialists. Today I'm just walking my dog in beautiful Hampstead Heath in England. Gorgeous day. And there was a question about my approach, how it differs from, say, feeding therapy or things like that. So I do have a rather unique approach. Now, most approaches tend to be focused on one thing. So feeding therapy will be a kind of exposure therapy, which is, going near a strawberry, drawing it, touching it, look at it, come a bit closer, sniffing it. It will work for some people, but not a lot, because it's a bit like if someone has a fear of spiders and you have a little spider in a glass cage or something like that. Some people eventually over time so look at it and go, I'm okay with this spider, sort of it's not too bad, but I hate tarantulas. And other people might go, oh, no, I'm just not going near it. I don't care what people say. It's bad in my mind. There's no MJ. And they'll stubbornly stick to that belief. Yeah. So it depends on the child and indeed the adult, how open they are to new information and change. Yeah. And how they're able to control their levels of background fear, self-soothing, self-comforting behaviors. So there's a lot to say about this, the different approaches. Most approaches, as said, are focused on one thing. So a conventional CBT person just does CBT, challenge your rational thoughts. A hypnotherapist will just do hypnosis. So, within 10 minutes, they get your details. Okay, I'd like to close your eyes and, really relax. And now you feel calm when you eat food, etc., etc. That also doesn't tend to have the best success rate, because I've seen a lot of people that have tried, about maybe 30%, 40% of adults have tried one or two hypnotherapies in the past. So again, just calming yourself down is obviously going to be good because you're much calmer. You don't have the fear hijacking the brain. But if you fundamentally believe that food or spiders or dogs are dangerous, it's going to revert. So what do I do? Now, this is quite hard to explain because I don't do just one thing, and what does Felix do? Does he do hypnosis? I do a ton of things. So no particular order. This is all of them working behind the scenes, adding up to have a big change. Ultimately, I'm aiming to loosen the model of the world, the old belief, with a conceptual shift. Once the brain realizes, food was never dangerous, there's a big misunderstanding, it stops gagging, vomiting, etc. Because you realize, well, what am I doing that for? It's not dangerous. So everything I do in this session is based on influencing the client to think that way. So I start off, for example, with education. So I'd say, this is what is going on for your brain. People are nodding like, this guy really gets me. So what am I doing? I'm understanding, I'm showing credibility, I'm creating rapport, and people think I might trust this guy. I think he knows what he's doing. So that's stage one. Stage two, I say your mind isn't your enemy. It's just trying to desperately help you. So stop fighting with your mind. Happy people don't fight with themselves. Stage three, I tell clients to make really good goals their brain can understand, not in a logical way, but some kind of other way. And I chain you to examples of other successes in their life. And then I check for resistance. I check like, what's the part you're afraid will happen? And there's ways of kind of, another way of looking at it. Yeah. So a client feels understood. They don't feel rushed. There's no pressure to eat anything. They take in their own time. Anything they say is fine. I've heard it all before. I give good explanations to their questions and their fears and explain them in other ways. So they see new perspectives. And finally, I ask them to take responsibility and make a change, and I lead them through the change in an open way. Most children want their eyes open, so they don't even need conventional hypnosis. So it's all these things, all these little skills in the background, that make the difference. Don't rely on one thing. So it's hard when, what do you do exactly? Well, I do a lot of things, but ultimately, I guess I'm aiming for a shift in concepts, rapid reframing, getting rapport, answering questions using my experience, getting clients to look at things in different ways, bit of humor. I do a magic trick for children. There's a lot going on that, as I said, all adds up together. So if you have any questions, and also as with everything, I keep saying it's not a magic wand. I know you can have magic wand like results when you see testimonials and stuff, but it really depends on the client as well, especially children. It depends on their timing, motivation, and these things. These are critical factors. So, I don't want to sound cocky, but, my therapy has been proven to work. You know, if it were a gym program, it would be proven to grow muscles. But if someone isn't, you know, eating the right food, not having maybe a protein shake, not doing the right exercise, doing it the long way, then you won't have that effect because you're doing something else. So there's more stuff to address before you do the proper fitness regime. So I pride myself on thinking I know how to work, understand people's minds, especially with phobias and anxiety, and I know how to calm that scared part of the mind and lead it to see something else, holding its hand and coaching it, firm when I need to be, patient or gentle when that approach works. These are all the wisdom, the skills, you know, the background that, you know, I don't really train many people because, you know, like, what's the technique you do? Well, you know, there's a lot of sophistication in it. You've got to understand people, you know, all the nuances, like a little dance. Oh, you don't do one, right, deep hypnosis, then make them eat food. No, I don't. You know, it's a bit immature to think that way. So there's a lot going on with a person, and you've got to, you know, take it all on board and think in that way. So that's the answer on top of my head. There's other things as well, but yeah, I'm sure if we have a conversation, I'll mention more things. So if you have any questions about this approach, then do let me know. But in short, it's usually a breakthrough in one session. Children can need another half an hour, even half an hour after that, because, you know, it depends how loyal they are to their self-image. You know, I don't believe I'm a person that can do this. You know, there's more work to do with a person, things like that. But other children, if they go, I get it, you know, I thought food was dangerous, clearly it's not, so I'm updating my map, that's going to be one session, and it's going to be a good thing. When people are self-doubting, second-guessing everything, they need more coaching, they need more input. Just like, you know, a kid at school, we used to have A, B, C, D sets. You have A set students who just understand academics and how to plan, how to remain information, and there's others that struggle, they need more coaching and mentoring. You know, so again, not everyone is equal, on an equal playing field when it comes to it. But this is a helpful approach, and it'll help the child as quickly as they're willing and able to do it. But yeah, it's not a magic wand, but it can have very dramatic effects, you know, when a person's in the right place at the right time and open to a change. So I think that about summarizes it. If anyone's parents here, I see Angela, hello, Rhiannon, if you've you know, want to add anything from your point of view, because obviously I'm an insider, you know, someone else look at it is going to have more like, oh, I think it works in this way, this what worked for my child particularly, then that's all useful information too. So yeah, there we go. So I hope that answers that question, just like long-winded way. And yeah, have a great day. Again, look at this place, just stunning, isn't it?